Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Aquatic Ballpark. It is round 8 of the New South Wales State League, and the players are just getting ready for the start of this first grade game. Cronulla Sharks have come into town. They've taken the game late against the Manly Eagles in third grade, as well as rallying in the last inning in the second grade game to walk away with that one 6-4. So the Eagles are certainly out for a bit of redemption today, and also to back up their fine game on Wednesday night, 4-2, that one ending with a loaded bases strikeout. So we have the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with the visitors from the Cronulla Sharks, brought to you by Black Label Fitness. And once I bring up the screen properly, Ethan Stacey will lead things off playing shortstop. Blake Cavill will play first base, hitting the two-hole. John Bowker will play in left field. Josh Lavender at third base today. Jaden Cavill doing the catching as he did on Wednesday night. Alex Brook will play centre field. Brad Griffin at second base. Katoa Maori at right field. And doing the pitching for the Sharks and hitting for himself will be Cooper Morgan. The Eagles line up: Jalen Ray playing shortstop. Yoshi Umazara at second base. Connor McDonald at first base. Rodney Van Busen back in the lineup today in the designated hitter role. Nelson Phillips batting in the 5-hole playing right field. Jules Kremer, the Dutchman, catching. Aidan Torpey back after some overseas travel and sitting his HSC. He'll take his position at third base. Gabriel Matos at centre field. Tom Newbold at left. And on the mound is number 70, Shohei Ariyama. And he gets the game underway with strike one here in the top of the first inning. So ball two there for Stacey. And Ariyama falls behind 3 balls and 1 strike here in the top of the first. And a called strike there. Lowe fills the count up. 3 balls and 2 strike now for the young shortstop with the Cronulla Sharks. And a ground ball there, hit to Aidan Torpey. Slow roller, picks up. Can't pick it up on the bare hand. Probably should have gone with it in his glove. He definitely had enough time to transfer it and get it across the diamond, but Stacey does have plenty of speed, so definitely played on the mind of Torpey there. Thought about going to his glove, went to the bare hand, wasn't able to pick it up either way, and Stacey's aboard with an infield single to start this one. Ariyama start with a strike here on the first baseman, Blake Cavill. Stacey a base stealing threat at first base for the Sharks as Cavill takes strike 2. And that ball hit hard to McDonald. Fires across the diamond for 1. Not in time at first base. Much to the dissatisfaction of the Cronulla dugout. I myself called it safe, but it's very close there, actually, watching on the delayed feed here. It'll be interesting for the Sharks to have a look when they get home this afternoon. I had it safe. I was happy to concede the hit, but a very good play by the first baseman, Connor McDonald. He'll be spending plenty of time with the Blue Sox when this season gets underway in a fortnight on the road against the Adelaide Giants. So Manly with 2 outs here and 2 strikes on Bowker. Bowker lifts that ball into left field, but it'll probably tail foul. Only just though. Plenty of calls for the replay here. Unfortunately, only. So 2 strikes here on Bowker with 2 out, top of the first inning, and that one down in the dirt for ball 1. Just going to check with Andrew here. His ball 1. Yep, good. Frankly, trying to fill out my scorebook. So delayed start in this one, getting underway at 3 o'clock, but we do play the 9 innings, so no time limit here, and Bowker will line out to the first baseman, Connor McDonald, who started that tremendous double play. So after the first inning, 1 hit, a double play, and we'll head to the bottom of the inning with Jalen Ray, Yoshi Umezawa, and Connor McDonald due up. So Jalen Ray to lead things off here in the bottom of the first inning. Spectators, Cronulla spectators behind me, checking the replay of that double play ball. They were quite happy with my live call of safe. As Jalen Ray lifts that into centre field, Alex Brook underneath it, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Yoshi Umezawa taking his spot in the batter's box with 1 out here, bottom of the second inning. Here's a high fly ball into the gap in right centre field. The centre fielder kicks it over to the right field, Katai Murray, and it'll be a stand-up double for Yoshi Umezawa. So 1 out and a runner aboard, and I'll bring up the first baseman, Connor McDonald. McDonald hit with one out here. Runner in scoring position in the form of Vimazar at second base. Manly looking for early runs in this one. And that first pitch from Cooper Morgan is down for a ball. Big swing and a miss by McDonald, but the ball gets away from the catcher Cavill, and Umazawa will move up 90 feet into third base. Visit there, charge with a visit charge to the Cronulla side there. Just wanted to get on the same page with what pitch should have been coming, possibly a cross up. Connor McDonald 1-1. Swings to that high fastball. Ball and 2 strikes now. Connor chasing the high stuff so far in this at bat. And that pitch down the middle for strike 3. Connor McDonald showing arms. So 2 out. And with a DH, Rod Van Busen. He's had a quad injury. It's kept him out for a couple of games after the Borkham Hills game on the Sunday. We've got him back hitting in the 4-hole this afternoon. And he takes strike 1 to get his at bat underway. A speed pitch there by Morgan against Van Busen behind 0-2. So lefty, young lefty, getting ahead in the counts very early this afternoon. And that'll be foul tipped into the glove of Jaden Cavill. Rodney's asking if he hit the ground. Umpire Jerry Cobb says no. And that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. Yoshi Umazawa left on third base. So after one complete inning on the Procar Automotive scoreboard, it's Manly and Cronulla at 0 apiece. So Josh Lavender to get things started here in the top of the second for the Cronulla Sharks. 14 for 43 so far in his 11 appearances, giving him a batting average of 3.26. has scored 6 runs with a double and a triple. As he lifts that ball very, very high. Newbold running across, but it does just bounce foul. Josh with 11 RBIs on the season has also had 3 walks and a hit by pitch and has struck out 8 times. Jules Kremer just asking his outfield to shift over a little bit. Ariyama ahead in this top of the second inning. Big swing and a miss on the curveball by Ariyama. Takes Jerry Cobb in the chest plate. And instead of going for the ball, catcher Jules Kremer just checks with his umpire, makes sure he's good, to which Jerry replies, yep, I'm sweet. So 0-2 now for Lavender. And misses with the fastball up. And Lavender will lift that ball into left field. Drops just in front of Newbold, who's coming in hard for it, but sat back and let the ball bounce in front of him. Didn't want to give Lavender any extra bases with the misplay in left field. So the leadoff guy for the Sharks is up. Jaden Cavill, the catcher, steps up. Runner on first with none out here in the bottom of the top of the second inning. Jaden currently 4 for 25 on the season with a pair of runs and 3 RBIs. Shohei Ariyama has struggled for a little bit this season, going 0 for 3 so far in 7 appearances and 3 starts. 25 strikeouts with 18 walks, 14 of his 16 runs given up as earned. As there's a check swing on that one, there will be no call or no check swing on that one, so Jaden Cavill does check his swing. 17.1 innings of work for Ariyama, mixed between relief and start so far. Generally a starter, and that's going to get back to the back screen. Jules Kremer makes a late run for it, falling just behind the screen, and that'll be strike 1 on Cavill. Ariyama started in right field on Wednesday night's game and went 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And also scoring a run for the Eagles in that 4-2 victory. Ball 2 up. Shohei putting a lot of energy into keeping Lavender at first base. And that pitch also up for ball 3, so 3-1 for Jaden Cavill. Calls from take it from the spectators, but I wouldn't be taking it up there. Not the way Ariyama throws. Swinging a foul tip into the glove of Jules Kremer to fill this count up now. Ariyama now with the full count pitch. That could hit very hard. And it's just off the glove of Tom Newbold in third base. The Cronulla spectators thought it might have been gone. Tom Newbold covered a lot of territory to get underneath it. Just couldn't make the catch. Just touching it in fair territory. Very hard hit ball. There is a bit of a wind around the ballpark, so probably the reason that thing didn't quite make it over the fence right up along the third baseline. But Cronulla now with runners on first and second, nobody out, and it's the centre fielder, Alex Brook, who shaped to bunt, pulled it back, and was called for a strike. So drops the bunt down, it bounces off the plate, back into foul territory. Kremer was up quickly, couldn't quite locate it quickly enough, but the ball stayed foul. So Brook now down 0-2. Trying to advance the runners for the on-deck batter in the form of Brad Griffin. That ball up and away now. Ball 1 to Brook. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ariyama, generally a starter, has spent time in between the starting role and also a reliever. Pitched in relief in Wednesday night's 0-0 draw a fortnight ago against Blacktown. Alex Brook lifts that one up, calls it up. Catcher and first baseman running towards it, but neither can make the play. And the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Through 3 strong innings against Blacktown to keep that score knotted at 2. With the likes of Dean Aldridge and Josh Geston available to start for the Eagles. But with Dean away at Premier 12, Shohei gets the nod tonight. Alex Brook now, a ball and 2 strikes. Takes his pitch away. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brooks 5 for 16 through 6 appearances so far in the season. Scored 1 run with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Went 0 for 3 in Wednesday night's contest with 3 strikeouts. And that'll be another one for Brook. That'll be the first out of the inning. Not able to get the bunt down to advance the runner in that one. It'll be Brad Griffin now with 1 out. Runners on first and second. One of the under-18s for Cronulla, doubling up into first grade today. 7 for 16 in the 18 competition through 5 games. But 0 for 5 here in first grade with 1 run scored and 2 strikeouts to his name. And Ariyama gets ahead quickly, 0-1. And a couple of really good plays in Wednesday night's game. He settles in to face the 0-1 from Shohei Ariyama. And that's a ball. Upstairs to ball 1. Evens the count, 1 ball and a strike. And he will ground that to third base. Torpy makes a clean collection and throw across the diamond. Brad Griffin retired at first, but he does move the runners up 90 feet. Put 2 runners now into scoring position. So 2 out now for Ariyama and the Eagles. It'll bring up Katoa Murray. And he swings at the first pitch offered by Ariyama. And he's behind no balls and a strike. He gets a start in right field today. Max Brennan started in right field on Wednesday night, but he is overseas at a wedding this weekend. So it'll be up to the very dangerous lower grader to try and knock in a couple of runs here, but he is behind no balls and 2 strikes. And that ball up. So ball and 2 strikes for Katoa. And the curveball not quite falling in the zone. He'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Full count now. That pitch up. Out of the zone. Big pitch here from Ariyama. And it's going to be a catcher's interference. Big swing on that one. Really knocks the glove off Crema. Probably won't get to see the full impact of it on our replay. But Katoa Murray will be aboard on a catcher's interference. Battled back well from the 0-2 count he was in. Fielded up and then a big swing there. Knocking the glove off the wrists of Jules Crema and gets himself aboard. He'll load the bases here in the top of the second inning. Cooper Morgan now, the pitcher, steps in, the left-handed hitter. He'll be looking to take advantage of this situation with loaded bases and 2 out. Give himself some early run support. And that'll be a called strike to start this one. Another strike there from Ariyama. Ahead now, 0-2. Important he finishes this at bat here with an out. Can't afford to go any deeper into this lineup with the lead-off Ethan Stacey due up. But he gets the swing, gets it done. So after the bottom of the second, the Manly Eagles and Cronulla Sharks are tied up with Nelson Phillips, Jules Crema and Aiden Torpey due up for the Eagles in the bottom of the second. Nelson Phillips to lead things off here for the Eagles in the bottom of the second inning. And he'll take ball 1 inside to get things started here. And ball 2. So Nelson ahead early. Nelson leading the hitting for the Eagles so far through 9 games this season. 8 for 25 with 5 runs scored, 5 walks, 5 hit batters. And he takes that first strike of the at-bat. And swings through that one, so 2-2. And that ball just getting away from Cooper Morgan. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count for the right fielder. Showing a bit of versatility this year. Normally third baseman has played the corner outfield positions as well. Has also caught for the Eagles in second grade in previous seasons. He's really worked hard on his strength this season. Tweaked a few things in his swing and is certainly reaping the rewards so far this year through his 9 games. And he's fouled 2 pitches off now in a row to extend this at bat a little bit longer. He's looking to get aboard here to start off this second inning for the Eagles. Curveball into his leg, that'll sting. As he hops around the home plate circle. Looks like it got him right in the knee. He's trying to run it out. Looks like he's riding a pony. Really struggling to put weight on that leg at the moment is Nelson Phillips. He's going to have to hit it hard now if he can't run up that line to first base. It is on his lead leg, so plenty of impact on the swing. But it looks like he's going to be okay. We go do Niels, hit over the fence, mate. You won't have to run too hard to first base. You can do a slow limping jog around the sacks. But he's got a full count to work with here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Will a little breaking proceedings here help or hinder the hitter of the Eagles? Cooper Morgan certainly didn't miss a beat there. He was ready to go. He fires in a strike, which which Phillips fouls off. So he's got another chance here. Get himself aboard. And that's going to be down, so he gets the ball. Ball 4. Nice 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 pitch at bat for Phillips. He's aboard with a walk. Catching out for the Eagles, Jules Kremer, the Dutch under-23 international. arrived just in time to take on Borkham Hills, albeit without any luggage. That was on the Wednesday night game. Caught 4 different pitches from both sides of the mound and different styles and arm angles, so it's certainly a challenge for the young catcher, and he's behind 0-2 on a chord strike on a foul. Jules went 1 for 3 with a run, scored and a walk on Wednesday night. Be looking to add on his 8 hits so far this season. Oh, that'll hurt. That hits just on the upper arm. So Jules certainly in the walls today. He's copped a bat across the glove and now a fastball in the upper arm. So the Eagles have got 2 on with nobody out, and it's going to be the third baseman, Aidan Torpey, as I mentioned earlier. Fresh off a couple of weeks break with overseas travels with the next gen guys, and also 3 weeks of high intense study and exams with the HSC, but he's ready to get back into things here as Cooper Morgan steps off the back of the mound. Takes the time just to get himself back into this. This will be Torpey's first at bat of the season. He's worked mostly as a pitcher early on in the season when he was available. This will be a second visit here for the Sharks as they try and get on the same page. Your umpires are this afternoon. Jerry Cobb behind the plate. He controlled the field in the third grade game, and Keith Lehman in the field after he controlled the plate in the second grade game. Hope they didn't confuse yourself there. I was confused myself. And that's 2 balls down for Torpey. Opportunity here to get some early runs with the Eagles. Fouls that one off over the first base dugout. 2 balls and a strike now for Torpey. Torpey used primarily as a pitcher so far this season, and it had a tough time of it in the 2 games that he did play. So he'll be looking for a big rebound here now that he's back and in full swing. 3-1. Torpey draws the walk there, and he will load the bases with that walk, and it will be with none out as well. Again, Matt, the centre fielder will step in. Five for 23 so far on the year, and he takes ball 1 inside, jumping out of the way of that one. Pitch also inside, ball 2. Cooper Morgan is struggling to find the zone a little bit here. And that one also missing inside. So Matto, 3 straight balls. And that one also down and in. So Gabriel Matto draws the bases loaded walk and will score a run for the Eagles. And Manly will open the scoring here in the top of the second inning. It'll be the left fielder, Tom Newbold. Just missed a catch in the left field corner off the bat of Jaden Cavill in the last inning. And Cooper Morgan back into the strike zone, starts with strike 1 there on Tom Newbold. Cavill certainly did a misser, but it just held up in the wind. Probably didn't fade away as much as what Newbold was expecting. But it dropped in. It was a single, long single for Cavill. So Newbold now behind 2 strikes. And misses on the outside for ball 1. Sits on the curveball, lifts it up, over to the right side. Plenty of people in the race for it, but it's just going to fall foul of all of them. And Tom Newbold will get another chance to knock in a couple more runs for the Eagles with none out here in the bottom of the second inning. And that ball just missing inside. Looked like it could have been close. Very tough pitch for Newbold to lay off. Good patience at the plate from the young left fielder here with the Eagles. Nice diving stop by Lavender. He goes to second base. He's going to call off the base at second. Gabriel Matto's walked off the base. So Keith Lehman called safe off the base at second. Gabriel Matto has walked off the base. Gabriel Matto hasn't touched second base. Thanks, mate. So Gabriel Matto's run directly over the base. Hasn't touched it, so when the shortstop Ethan Stacey has touched the base again, he's automatically out on the forced play. So it will go down as a fielder's choice. But it will be an RBI for Newbold. Gabriel Matto out on a brain lapse there, not paying attention to what's going on. Probably should have been sliding as well, trying to break up the double play. So some poor base running there by the young Manly centre fielder. But one out, and it's the lead-off here for the Eagles, Jalen Ray. 600 hitter on the season to date. 12 for 20. Flight out to centre field in his first at-bat. Also went 0 for 1 with a walk and 2 hit by pitchers on Wednesday night's game. He also has had limited games this year due to HSC and showcase tournaments overseas. takes that ball inside. 2 balls and a strike now on Ray. A foul there by Razor. Evens the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yoshi Umezawa waiting on deck, hit a double in his first at bat in the first inning. Hoping to get a chance to do something similar and score some more runs for the Eagles. But it's Jalen Ray right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runs on the corners with 1 out for the Eagles. And sits on that curveball nicely, does Jalen Ray, fouls it off. Big spot here for the Eagles. Big opportunity to really take a good lead early in this second inning. Tom Newbold takes off. Ground ball by Jalen Ray. Hit back to the pitcher. Goes home. Throws the ball into the screen in front of us. It's going to score. Newbold from third. No, it's not. But Jalen Ray will advance an extra 90 feet all the way up to second base. Cooper Morgan was in 2 minds. Should he have gone to first? Should he have gone to home? He made the choice to go home. Probably would have had the out, but it was a wide throw. Jalen Ray will end up at second on the fielder's choice. Newbold to third, and Manly have 2 more runners in scoring position with only 1 out here. And the very dangerous Yoshi Umezawa stepping into the box. And he will take that pitch for a called strike 1. And the curveball misses away for ball 1. So 1-1 here for Umezawa. 12 for 38 on the season with 4 runs and a hit by pitch. 5 RBIs. Through his 10 games, the only player in the Eagles lineup to be played all 10 games. Two balls and a strike as a patient Umezawa watches that pitch on the outside corner. And that one up and in takes the elbow guard of Umezawa, and he will be aboard on a hit by a pitch. So Yoshi Umezawa needs to remove his elbow guard, his ankle guard, his wrist strap, and a couple other pieces of paraphernalia that he wears. Certainly not fun being a first base coach and having him hand you half of a baseball equipment store worth of equipment, but certainly comes in handy when you're taking pitches on the inside corner like that, straight into the elbow. And that's his second hit by pitch. Connor Mack takes that first pitch from Cooper Morgan down for ball 1. Connor had a big double in Wednesday night's game to the fence. His second one of the year. And he will take one in the lower abdomen. And he will pick himself up an RBI. Tom Newbold will come in to score on that bases walk hit by pitch. And that'll bring a visit from and we will have a pitching change here with Glenn Humphrey to go to the first baseman in Blake Cavill. Be a few changes happening here. Looks like John Bowker's going to come across and play first base. Cronulla assistant coach Paul Bunker was getting ready to go out there, but he got told to sit down. We'll wait and see what happens, and we'll give you an update after this pitching change finishes up. So Blake Cavill now the new pitcher for the Cronulla Sharks. Cooper Morgan moves over to left field. John Bowker moves from left field to first base. And Blake Cavill moving off first base onto the mound. Then he starts it with a hit by pitch on the inside of the jersey. A bit of chirp coming from the Cronulla dugout as Rod removes his equipment, and he will take a slow jog up the first. And it'll be another RBI in the form of Jalen Ray coming in to score. So 3 hit batters in a row here, the 4th of the game. The 4th of this inning. And for the second time in this inning, Nelson Phillips will bat, and a wild pitch will see another Manly run come across in the form of Umazawa, and the Eagles are out to a 6-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. So all runs so far charged to Cooper Morgan on the afternoon. He's still responsible for Connor McDonald at third base as well. And chopper. Chopper there off the bat of Nelson Phillips. Unable to be handled by Ethan Stacey, who did a great job to come across and get it into his glove, but just loses control of the ball, trying to transfer it to make the throw to first base. And he will be aboard with a single to the shortstop to once again load the bases with only one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Cavill gets one in there for a strike to start off the catcher, Jules Kremer. He was the first of the 4 hit batters in this inning, taking one off the lower part of the upper arm. Work that one out. And he'll pop it up. Foul, coming over in our direction, but it's going to get behind us. So 0-2 for the catcher, Kremer. Big spot for him to really do some damage. early in this ball game. As he pokes the ball to the right side, cleaned up by Bowker at first. He'll throw it to home for the out, but it's the only play the Sharks will have. Connor McDonald will be retired at the dish. No change to the score. It will remain 6-0 in favour of the Manly Eagles. And Adam Torpey will step back in for the second time today after drawing a walk in his previous at-bat earlier in this inning. And he'll take a ball. And Jerry Cobb doesn't call that one, despite some Cronulla supporters thinking that strike looked pretty good to me as well on the outside corner. And that one gets away from the catcher, Jaden Cavill, but not enough. So 3-0 for Torpey. Probably a good call on that 1-0 pitch from Cobb. Looked to be a little bit further outside than what we could see over here. Obviously, you want the calls a little bit more sometimes when things are looking a little bit more desperate, and he gets that one in there for a strike. 3-1 now, back into his count on the free pitch there. 3-0, now 3-1 on Torpey. Bases still loaded, full of Manly Eagles runners. And that ball 4 will be an RBI for the Torpster. RBI, bases loaded walk. So Gabriel Matto, second time this inning, will step to the plate. He walked in his first at bat, but was out at second on the fielder's choice. And Blake Cavill finds the zone on that one. It's the called first strike. Wasn't actually out on the initial play. Field umpire Keith Lehman said off the base. But Gabriel Matto giving up on the plate. Didn't actually touch the base and was called out when Stacey stepped on the base a second time. So he was the first out. So the fifth hit by pitch of this inning. We'll see another run cross for the Eagles. This time in the form of Nelson Phillips. Tom Newbold here. Called strike the first pitch. Second pitch floated on the inside corner for ball 1. 1-1. Still floated bases here for the Eagles. And that's down and away, ball 2. Shohei Ariyama just jumping out to the side now to roll his arm over, make sure it's warm when he goes back out there in the top of the third, whenever that will be. That ball missing away, 3 balls and a strike now for Newbold. 1 pitch away from another bases loaded walk. Three and 1 now. He drives the ball into the left centre gap. That's going to score 2. Gabriel Matto will go first to third. And that's another 2 RBIs there for Tom Newbold. 2 big RBIs in last Sunday's game. 2 big RBIs in Wednesday night's game. And another 2 RBIs here for Tom Newbold. 3-1 pitch, took it up and over the infield, out to the Cronulla centre fielder in Alex Brook. And Gabriel Matto went first to third, with Torpy and Kremer scoring in front of him. Jalen Rave, second time this inning, takes ball 1. And Jerry Cobb calls that pitch down for strike 1, so 1-1 for Jalen Ray. Flight out in the first inning. Was a ball on a fielder's choice that came home to no avail for the Sharks as he lifts that ball into right field. The right fielder, Katoa Mairi, running across, making the catch in foul territory, and that will end this inning, but not before the Manly Eagles put up a 10 spot. The second time this year that the Eagles have scored double-digit runs in an inning. They did it the other week against Central Coast when they scored 11 in the top of the 4th. But after 2 completed innings, the Manly Eagles 10 lead the Cronulla Sharks 0 as we head into the top of the 3rd on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. Are you hankering for niche service providers for your vehicle's varied mechanical care? You don't need to search far or every single player for your vehicle's mechanical repairing needs. Procar are the one-stop solution for all the mechanical repair services and have been servicing the Northern Beaches for 30 years. Procar provide all mechanical services at the Sprawling Centre in Cronulla, equipped with all the latest tools and modern amenity. Come down to Middleton Road and say g'day to John and the team at Procar. They'll sort your car out just like they sort out mine. So Ethan Stacey leading things off in the top of the 3rd for the Cronulla Sharks. He is in a 1-1 count. Shohei Ariyama delivering a first pitch ball and then a called strike, and then that pitch is a ball. So Stacey ahead now, 2-1, single to third base in his first at bat. That ball's gone up. Jalen Ray rushes across to the other side of the diamond. Adam Torpy didn't have a beat on it. And the ball is taken by Jalen Ray behind third base for the first out of the inning. So Blake Cavill now, the pitcher. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. And Ariyama is ahead in this one with 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Big swing and miss there. Cavill behind, 0-2. Misses down with the curveball. A ball and 2 strikes. And a big swing and miss for the second out of the inning. So 2 out. And it'll be the now first baseman, John Bowker, stepping up. And Ariyama misses on the outside for a ball. Comes back with a strike now, evens the count, 1 ball and a strike. That ball in the dirt for ball 2 now, Bowker ahead, 2 balls and a strike. But the Sharks do have 2 away in the top of the 3rd inning. And that ball ripped into left field. That'll be extra bases. A very sore Nelson Phillips hobbling over to it in right field. He'll pick it up at the base of the fence, toss it into the cutoff man, Yoshi Umezawa, and John Bowker will be in with a double to right field. So Josh Lavender stepping up now. He singled into left field in the last inning. Long inning with no consequence for the Sharks, leaving 2 runners aboard. Sorry, leaving the bases loaded actually. And that's ball 1 upstairs. And Ariyama gets the ball delivered straight back to him. Slight toss over to the first baseman in McDonald. And just like that, the top of the 3rd inning is done. Bowker left on base at second. So after the top of the 3rd, it's the Manly Eagles 10, Sharks 0. Josh Mizawa leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning for the Eagles. Doubled and hit by pitch in his 2 at-bats so far. Was left on base in the 1st inning. Came around to score in that 10-run second. And he blasts that one, but it's only as far as Brad Griffin at second base. He'll pick it up and toss it over to John Bowker at first, and that's the first out of the top of the 3rd. Connor Mack now. Struck out looking in the first and then was one of 5 hit batters in the second inning. Came round... No, didn't come round to score. He was thrown out on the fielder's choice. And he fouls off the first pitch he sees from Blake Cavill. Cavill settling in now. He lifts that one up, and that's going to drop in behind the first baseman, John Bowker. And that'll be a single for Connor McDonald. And this will bring a visit out to... No, it's going to be a change. So Glenn Humphrey has seen enough for Blake Cavill today. He's going to go to his bullpen by the looks of it. And looks like Blake's actually going to come out of this one. So Nick Ekberg will come into the game here for the Cronulla Sharks. Right-handed pitcher. Sporting a 3.54 ERA through 9 appearances. 2 of those starts this year with a 1 win and 1 loss record. Has thrown 28 innings of work. High strikeout to walk ratio, 35-7. So plenty of strikes and strikeout opportunity for Ekberg. So he's definitely looking to shut down the Manly batters for the rest of this one. 11 of the 13 runs earned off 14 hits. A double, a triple and 2 homers against Ekberg so far this year. Looks like we've got a couple of the Cronulla boys driving home after their game today. They've joined in on the fade. Hopefully they're not texting and driving at the same time. Hopefully you're being responsible, boys. Good win today by the second and third grade sides by the Sharks. Both of them late comeback victories. So Rob Van Buren bats here with 1 out in the top bottom of the third. And he takes the first pitch on offer from Nick Ekberg for a strike. Nick Ekberg throwing from the low arm slot, not quite submarine. And that pitch is called a strike also, so Van Buren behind 0-2. And he will ground that ball up the baseline, but foul. Extend this at bat. So Cavill's still responsible for McDonald at first base. The book not quite closed on him yet, with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Van Buren behind 0-2. And he will ground that ball to Josh Levins, who will pick it up, throw it to Brad Griffin at first. And he will throw the ball away. And it will be an error charge to the second baseman. But McDonald will be retired on the fielder's choice. And Van Buren will reach on the error by the second baseman. So 2 out. It's going to be the limping Nelson Phillips. And that pitch will be in on the knees for a called strike 1 from Nick Ekberg. And Nelson Phillips behind 0-2 now on the called strike and the foul. So 2 out here. And 2 strikes on Nelson Phillips, the right fielder. And that'll be strike 3, so that will get that done. Manly not getting a run in that one. So they still enjoy their 10-0 lead after 3 innings. Devitt Wholesale Meats is the traditional butcher shop first opening in 1976 by the Driver family, who have worked hard to keep Devitt's reputation for quality, service and value. Devitt's have a large staff of fully qualified butcher, and butchery is a craft, cooking is a passion, and the two go hand in hand. This team is awesome, friendly, knowledgeable and talented, and are invested in making sure you are completely happy with your purchase. Devitt's feel a genuine responsibility to the discerning community and are the gateway from farm to table. Devitt Meats source product from farms across the east coast of Australia and respect the product and share a dedication to responsible animal husbandry and wholesome sustainable practices. The Devitt's factory at Narrabeen is fully certified, and they are committed to keeping the equipment and transport up to date and in top working order. The next time you're having a barbecue, head down to Devitt Meats. Jason Cavill in the box for the Cronulla Sharks in the top of the 4th inning. Single to left field so far on the day. He takes the first pitch for a strike and the second one for a ball. And again, lifts that ball in the left field. This time, Tom Newbold's got a better beat on it. Doesn't quite go as far as last time. And that'll be the first out of the inning. Alex Brook takes that one. First pitch from Shohei Arayama, foul. And then Shohei misses with that one for ball 1. So it's 1-1 here for Alex Brook, centre fielder for the Cronulla Sharks. Struck out in his first at bat. And that ball is also up for ball 2. So 2-1 for Alex, who is 5 for 16 on the year through his 6 appearances. And he punches that one into left field. That's going to fall short just in front of a sliding Tom Newbold in left field. So Brad Griffin will bat here with 1 out and 1 on in the top of the third. Grounded out to Aidan Torpey at third base in his last at bat. And that's a ball upstairs. Sharks enjoyed the bye last week in round 7 of the State League. Prior to that, they were 10-1 and 16-4 losers to Ryde at home. So they would have been looking for a couple of wins this week to get some momentum back as the first half of the season comes to a close. So Arayama ahead in this one, 1 ball and 2 strikes on that foul ball. After Wednesday's win, Manly actually jumped from 9th to 7th place, overtaking both Penrith and Cronulla. And Brad Griffin lifts that ball, but only as far as the glove of Gabriel Matto in centre field, who covers a fair bit of range to get that one. Good communication out there, and there has been a defensive change. Brendan Haythwaite has gone out to right field in place of the injured Nelson Phillips, so no more hobbling in right field for Big Nelly. And now with 2 out, in the top of the 4th, it's Katoa Mairi. And he'll take the first pitch down for ball 1. Arayama comes back with a better offering that time, splitting the plate down the middle, 1 ball and 1 strike for Katoa. Change up there by Arayama. Here's another strike. So Katoa down a ball and 2 strikes here with 2 out in the top of the 4th inning. And a ground ball there, hit to Jalen Ray at shortstop. Gloves it above his head, throws it across the diamond just before Mairi touches first base. And that will see the end of that on the 6-3 ground out. So after the top of the 4th, Manly Eagles 10, Cronulla Sharks 0. So Jules Kramer steps up. Third at bat of the day after being hit by a pitch and reaching on a fielder's choice in his first 2 at bats. Forwards gets away from Jaden Cavill behind the dish there. It'll be ball 1 for Kremer. Chops that one back onto the plate, but it will go foul. Yes, now that's on the grass. So foul when it's on the grass, but on the dirt, anything can happen. 1 ball and a strike now for Kremer. That pitch on the outside corner for strike 2, so a ball and 2 strikes. Jules Kremer leading off the bottom of the 4th. And he swings through that one, first out of the inning. Don't forget, if you are tuning in, feel free to say g'day. Let us know who you are, where you're listening, watching from. If there's something you want to see or a question you got to ask, feel free to fire that through. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully, old man Goody is still watching from the north coast, keeping out of the way of those terrible bushfires that are going on at the moment. As Aiden Topi takes his first pitch, foul over the first base dugout. And that'll be a called strike for strike 2. And Topi down on strikes. That'll be the second out of the inning. So 2 outs here for Ekberg, making quick work. 3 strikeouts and a ground ball. We are only in the 4th inning, so there's plenty of baseball to be played. And with Ekberg up here getting the job done, he's certainly going to put his team in a position to potentially mount a comeback. As great as that will be, it's certainly not out of the realms of possibilities. But after 4 innings, the Manly Eagles do hold that 10-0 lead on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. So leading off the top of the fifth for the Sharks will be the starting pitcher, now left fielder Cooper Morgan. Did strike out in his first at bat of the day and swings at that first pitch. And he's behind 0-1. Ariyama in his fifth inning of work, giving up 4 hits. But the defense behind him has been very good, making the plays when they need to be played, including a big double play in the first inning turned by Connor McDonald and Jalen Ray. 2 balls and a strike now for Cooper Morgan, batting from the left side of the plate, and he fouls that one off. Another foul off there by Morgan, so getting a good read on the pitches, keeping his at bat alive. Looking to potentially induce an error here from the pitcher Ariyama as he sets and delivers. Another curveball, and it's going to be called for a strike down in the zone. So the first out of the inning for Ariyama. Shohei's 4th strikeout of the afternoon. Turn the lineup over though to the shortstop, Ethan Stacey, and he will be recipient of a first pitch strike by Shohei Ariyama, and doesn't get the second one called, so 1-1 here with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Big swing by the shortstop there, puts it behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Big hello to Kerry Choi, watching on, probably enjoying a nice Sunday off. Right in action yesterday, all 4 grades against MacArthur. Torpy running across to get that one in foul territory and will make the play. About a metre in from the fence, and that's the second out of the inning. Ekberg now steps in. Ground announcer got the call wrong. He still had his old list, hadn't made the change, but it is the pitcher, Nick Ekberg. A big swing and miss there by Ekberg, much to the groan of his teammates sitting on the bench. A ball and a strike now for the Cronulla pitcher. Ekberg now behind, a ball and 2 strikes. 2 out here, top of the 5th inning. And that ball just a little bit up. Good eyes from the batter, Ekberg. Extending this at bat to another pitch. Not going to get something started here with 2 out for the Sharks. And that ball's also up. So Ariyama just going away from the zone. Losing a bit of control. Ekberg working the count full after being down a ball and 2 strikes. And Ekberg takes a swing and a miss. And that'll end the top of the 5th. We'll have Tom Newbold, Jalen Ray, and Yoshi Umezawa coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning here at Aquatic Ballpark. You're watching live on EBSN, Eagles Baseball Sports Network. So other scores from around New South Wales and Sydney baseball in the Women's League on Friday night. We've got results for 4 games. Greenway beating Penrith 15-5. Blacktown Red went down to Kellyville White. The Macarthur Orioles defeated Cronulla 10-2. Out at Campbelltown. No score yet for Blacktown Black and Kellyville Red. And then on Friday night out at Andrews Road, it was a very good win to the Manly Eagles second grade women's side, 17-5. They are sitting very pretty in second spot on the second grade women's standings. And they do battle with the Cronulla Sharks next Friday night at Blacktown International Sports Park, as Tom Newbold takes a ball and a strike. And Newbold behind the ball and 2 strikes now. And he swings that offering from Ekberg on the outside corner and goes down swing. That's 1, 2, 3, the 4th strikeout for Ekberg in his inning, and 2 complete innings now. Inning and 2/3 of work. We'll turn the lineup over for the leadoff for the Eagles, Jalen Ray. Officially 0 for 3 on the day. Fly ball to centre field, fly ball to right field, and a fielder's choice. So without an official hit in today's game through 3 official at-bats, but has hit the ball on all 3 occasions, one of those scoring a run in that big 10-run inning. And after that foul, he's hit a 1-1 count against Ekberg. Two and 1 now for Jalen Ray. Ekberg missing his spot on that pitch. Ekberg starting his motion with his back turned to the plate. You don't see that very often. And with that swing, it'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. will drive that ball to Brad Griffin at second base. He'll collect it, throw it over to John Backer at first, and that'll be the second out of this bottom of the fifth. So going back to the Manly women's second grade, 17 runs on 15 hits with 6 walks. Offense was led by Kate Gillies with 3 for 4. Kelly Steinhauer, Hannah Nishia, Lisa Nakashio with 2 hits apiece, and also Hayley Gledhill 3 for 4 and 4 RBIs. Hannah and Lisa getting the pitching done. 5 innings, only 1 of the 5 runs were earned with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts between the 2 young Japanese pitchers. As Yoshi Umezawa is ahead in this one. 2 balls, no strikes. And for the second time today, he wears one in the elbow guard. So it's the first miscue from Nick Ekberg this afternoon. But a very good mix of youth and experience in that Manly women's second grade side. A couple of older heads to make sure that the younger girls behave themselves. And some girls that have played at state level in state teams and at national championships. So it's good to see the girls getting the job done. 6-2 record so far on the season. 2 losses coming against last year's champions and current competition front runners, the Macarthur Orioles. And then last week going down to a very much improved Kellyville White team as Connor McDonald lifts his first offering over the third base of Josh Lavender and into the Manly bullpen. It's been a couple of years since Manly had a team in the women's competition, so it's good to see those girls really performing at a high level so far this season. They have a big 10 plus weeks ahead of them as the season turns the corner into the second half. Quick break over Christmas, and then the girls will be back in action. They've got a host of home games coming up, so get down here on a Friday night. Canteen will be open, as well as the bar. Come enjoy. There'll be some senior league, local Manly senior league action beforehand, and then the women's kicking off at 7:30 on a Friday night. Plenty to watch up here at the ballpark. As that pitch gets away from Jaden Cavill, Yoshi Umezawa will move up 90 feet and put himself into scoring position. So 2-1. Correction, 2-2. Record strike after the foul. 2-2 for McDonald. And pulls another one into the Manly bullpen. This one probably going over the top. Closer to the bushes. That ball might take a bit of recovering. McDonald without an... he did have the hit in his last at-bat. A little jam shot off the hands, which got over the head of the Cronulla first baseman. So looking to pick up another hit here with Umezawa in scoring position. And that ball 3 is up. I'll load the bases. Fill the count, not load the bases. So the 3-2 from Ekberg on its way. And it'll be a foul tip into the glove of Jaden Cavill, and that'll be the third out of the inning. And after 5 innings, Manly Eagles 10 lead the Cronulla Sharks 0 on the Procar automatic scoreboard. James Miller on the mound for the Manly Eagles. He replaces Shohei Ariyama, whose afternoon is done. 5 innings of quality work from Shohei, only giving up the 4 hits, striking out 4 along the way. No runs, no walks, no hit by pitch. So a very good performance by Ariyama today. His first start in a few weeks. As James Miller starts with strike 1. And John Backer will swing through the second offering from Miller. He'll be behind early. Sorry, robbed Shohei of a strikeout there. I hadn't recorded the last one from the last inning. So it's 5 total strikeouts for Ariyama. As Miller presents a ball to Bowker. And John Bowker evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leading off the top of the 6th here for the Cronulla Sharks. He grounds that ball, but it's going to get foul out of the reach of a hustling Connor McDonald. Bowker with a sharp line drive to finish the first inning to McDonald at first base, and then doubled into right field in his second at bat. That was in the top of the 3rd inning with 2 out. But very limited opportunity for all of the Sharks hitters so far today. So Bowker takes that pitch down and in. It'll fill the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Almost said load the bases again. And that's a strike straight down the pipe. James Miller gasses up at all of 63 miles an hour and strikes out John Bowker. James Miller, the crafty left-hander. 28 years of age, very experienced. Doesn't throw the ball overly hard, but has enough off-speed control, location and command to unsettle any batter, and has done so very well so far this year. So Josh Lavender steps up and he takes ball 1 to get this one started. And James comes back with a fastball down the middle to even the count. James in first grade so far this year has 13 innings pitched. 1 loss to his name in his 5 appearances. 11 takes ball 2. 11 strikeouts and 5 walks. 8 of the 10 runs are earned on 12 hits. Giving up 3 doubles for his 5.54 ERA. ERA certainly doesn't reflect how well Miller does pitch in big situations. As Josh Lavender draws the count to 3-1 through 3 excellent innings last Sunday out at Blacktown to ensure Manly walked away with a 4-2 win. As that ball gets underneath the glove of Yoshi Umezawa at second base, rolls out to the right fielder Brendan Haythwaite, and Josh Lavender will be aboard. Very heavy left-handed hitting lineup this of the Sharks, with Morgan, Stacey, Blake Cavill when he was in the lineup, Bowker and Lavender all hitting from the left side of the plate. So it's going to be the catcher. Jaden Cavill hit 2 very hard hit balls into left field. The wind playing a part on the first one, potentially keeping it in the ballpark. And the second effort caught in left field by Tom Newbold. As Miller Misses again upstairs. 2 balls now for Jaden Cavill. And he comes back with a strike. So Miller back in the strike zone. 2 balls and a strike for Cavill. Ground ball very important. Will be very big here to get the Eagles out of this one and get their bats back into the game. James Miller just having a walk around the mound. Don't know where he's going. Jaden Cavill did just call time to fix his footing in the box. Miller with a very uncanny pre-pitch sequence. And he leaves that pitch upstairs, 3-1. As you see, he'll kick the plate, scruff the plate, flap the glove out in front of him, get the signal from his catcher, and then kick and fire for strike 2. So all the way back for Miller, 3 balls, 2 strikes. But they say baseballers are some of the very superstitious people in the world, and they like to have a routine pretty much the same way that Steve Smith does when he's batting. And Cavill lifts that one only as far as the shortstop, Jalen Ray, this time, and a fly ball is taken by Jalen, and that's the second out of the inning. So Alex Brooke will hit with 2 out here in the top of the 6th. Strike out in his first at bat, and then a single into left field. And James Miller misses down in the dirt for ball 1. John Bowker stands on first base, as he has done since the second inning when he moved there from left field in defence. And that ball hit through, not through, to Jalen Ray. Gets across, cuts it off, but too much momentum taking Jalen Ray. Couldn't get a strong throw across the diamond to get the fast Alex Brooke up at first base. So we'll have runners at first and second for the Sharks, with the second baseman Brad Griffin stepping in. 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out to Adam Torpey in the first inning, and then a fly ball to Gabriel Matzo in the third. And he hacks at the first pitch on offer by James Miller. And he's behind. No balls and a strike. Miller sets on the mound. Griffin fouls that one off. Strike 2. Miller now just a pitch away from getting his inning done. Sending Manly back up to bat with Rodney Van Busen, Brendan Haythwaite and Jules Kremer due up in the bottom half of the 6th. Miller now set on the mound. 2 strikes on Griffith. And another good swing by Griffin extends this at bat, making Miller really work for this out here. Nothing worked than sitting in the back of the car on a long 2-hour drive home. Suppose some of the pain is eased the fact that you got the win. So drive safely, boys. And a ground ball hit on a bounce to Torpey. Pick and throw. Nice defensive play by the third baseman, and he retires Brad Griffin at first base. And after the top of the 6th inning, Manly 10 lead the Cronulla Sharks 0 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. Rob Van Buren steps into the box in the bottom of the 6th inning here. Your Manly Eagles up 10-0. And he will cut that one to the second baseman, Griffin, who this time will make the play. And Rod will be retired on the 4-3 first pitch offering from Nick Ekberg. Brendan Haythwaite steps in. He was a defensive replacement for Nelson Phillips, who took a foul ball off the kneecap. And that'll be a ball inside from Ekberg to start this at bat from Haythwaite. Seen a bit of time so far in the start of the season. 5 for 27 in first grade. 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs and a walk. But 9 strikeouts against some definite stronger pitching that he's probably used to facing so far in his young grade career. Was the catcher in last year's second grade championship win, was also the catcher in the under-18 championship win from 2 years ago. So certainly knows how to get the job done both offensively and defensively. And he will ground that ball to Griffin, and he cannot make the play. Getting a bit of an aquatic bounce on that one, aquatic hop, and it will be an error charge to the second baseman. His second one of the day. And Brendan Haythwaite will be aboard. For the catcher, Jules Kremer. 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a run scored so far today. And he takes the first offering from Ekberg. Katoa Maiarai running things down, but it is going to get out of play and foul down the right field line. Ekberg ahead, no balls and 1 strike. Kremer fouls that one off. Just in front of Masaendo in the third base coach's box. And Kremer is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. And that ball's hit hard, but only to Alex Brook in centre field, and he'll make the catch. Off the end of the bat there for Kremer, so not generating a lot of power. Popped it up to the centre fielder who made an easy play on it in the end. And that'll be the second out of this bottom of the 6th. Adam Torp is stepping in now. Another tough play there for Griffin at second base this time. Can't get across in time to cut it off. The ball just hops over his glove. That'll be a single into centre field. Torpy 1 for 2 on the day with 2 walks and a strikeout. The centre fielder, Gabriel Matto. 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch. And then grounded out to the pitcher in his last at bat. And he gets another one on the rump. And that'll load the bases. Teammates at UNSW, so certainly no ill will shown there. So Tom Newbert will step in. Had a 2 RBI single in his second at bat. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. And he chops that one to Griffin. Big play here, throws off balance. And it will be in time. And it will be the third out. So that finishes off the bottom of the sixth. And on the Procar Automotive scoreboard, it's the Manly Eagles 10, Cronulla Sharks 0. Founded on a simple principle, Black Label Fitness only ever had one mission: make exercise an experience. Black Label Fitness are the new kids on the block to make sure that happens. Forget the boring, monotonous workouts or plodding along on a treadmill. Exercise should never be a chore. Our trainers are born leaders and have an uncanny ability to inspire, motivate and educate, and they all have a great sense of humour, leaving you with the feeling that you can take over the world every single session. So if you're looking to make a change in your fitness regime or feel as if you need some motivation, come down to the gym at Warriewood and say hello to Adam and the team, because they don't bite and they'll be thrilled to get you on board. Black Label Fitness. So, top of the seventh here for the Cronulla Sharks. And it's cut Toa Mairi leading things off, facing James Miller, who fires in a strike to get it started. So we are in the seventh inning with a 10-0 lead. Cronulla will need to score at least one if they're to continue this game into the bottom half and into innings 8 and 9. Otherwise, we're all getting an early mark here at the ballpark. So no changes to the defense for the Eagles. And that pitch on the belt, strike 2. That was strike 3. I missed a pitch in there somewhere. On the belt for strike 3. And that will be a KC. Miller's second strikeout of the inning. And I'll bring up Cooper Morgan. And 4 straight strikes for Miller in the top of the 7th inning. And Cooper offers, doesn't follow through, but it's enough. The pitch is good enough to be called a strike by home plate umpire Jerry Cobb. And James Miller's a strike away from the second out of this inning. That one's down. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cooper being patient, showing his patience at the plate. Miller going through his pre-pitch routine. Ethan Stacey waiting on deck with one more chance. As Umazawa gets across to that one, cleans it up, lobs it across to the first baseman Connor McDonald, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So with 2 out, So the lead-off hitter at the top of the order. Of course the lead-off hitter is at the top of the order. Ethan Stacey, the shortstop. Singled in the first to third base. It's flying out to shortstop and flying out to third base also. And he rips that. One hop to Umazawa. Needs to get rid of it quickly. Over to Connor McDonald. And that is the game, ladies and gentlemen. Manly Eagles 10 have defeated the Cronulla Sharks 0. And all the damage done in the second inning. 10 runs. A huge inning, that one. Like I said, Manly's second double-digit run-scoring inning after their 11 runs scored against the Central Coast 2 weeks ago. Not a lot of hitting of the Eagles. I think the Sharks hit them 6-3. Having a quick look through the book, but Umazawa with the double in the first inning, Phillips with the single in the second, Newbold with the 2 RBI single, McDonald with a single, and then Torpy with a single as well. So 5 hits for the Eagles, but a lot of walks and hit by pitches from the Cronulla pitchers, getting the damage done for the Eagles. That they have won this game. It's their 3rd straight win, and with the draw against Blacktown a fortnight ago on the Wednesday night game, they are certainly finding some form here as the first half of the season comes to end. The Eagles will be at Ryde on Wednesday night and on Saturday, taking on the Hawks in the local derby. Big couple of games coming up for the whole club. 18s, 3s and 2s really needing to find some form before their chances are extinguished in this season. A great display by Shohei Ariyama today, really finding some form as well. He's been struggling with a bit of a back injury, especially around that Central Coast game, but he's looking really fit, and he's also back swinging the bat on a couple of occasions as well. So Ryde next week, then the Eagles will enjoy the week off in round 10, and then we'll be back here on the Wednesday night on the 27th of November against the Central Coast Marlins, and then on Sunday, it's a big game. It's going to be a big day here at the ballpark. It is our Ladies' Day, so to all the ladies that are out there watching, all of our supporters out there, it's going to be Ladies' Day in support of Pink Hope, a great charity. We'll be supporting Pink Hope on that day, so players will be wearing pink caps on that day as part of the Ladies' Day celebration. The big M behind home plate will be painted in pink, as it was last year. The bases will be pink, and hopefully some of the hitters will be swinging some pink bats. We might even throw the first pitch out with a pink ball. But make sure you join us. We're back on air on the 27th of November from around 10 past 7 before first pitch against the Marlins, and then live and exclusive all day long on Sunday, the 1st of December, for Ladies' Day in support of Pink Hope. Thanks for tuning in today. A big thank you to Andrew Logue. I'm Luke Eisenhower. Good afternoon, and we thank you for joining us, and we look forward to having you tuning in a couple of weeks' time.